we did just go through 3 maps, and the Chiefs were able to get it done relatively fast. And now we're starting to look around these different scenarios where, again, we've got a CTF Bazaar, we have Slayer on recharge, but this time we've got Oddball on live fire for the bracket reset.
Yeah, I'm interested to see CTF Bazaar. The Chiefs dominate pretty heavily against, I think it was Deathruptor fans earlier on. You know, I think they put it what they won at 4-0 or almost 5-0. And so, you know, we said as well at Raleigh, they performed really strongly in that map as well. So you expect them to come out strong in that one against Divine Mind. Slayer recharge though, and Oddball live fire, from that point on, it's a real guessing game, honestly. So I think, yeah, I'm pretty confident Chiefs will take this first map, but after that, it's honestly anyone's game, and I wouldn't be surprised if we head to a game 5.
Yeah, I think that might be a pretty fair shout here, you know, Justin. Seeing the maps and the map types that we've seen from both these teams so far, you could probably say that CTF is a pretty confident map coming in for the Chiefs. And then on the rest of it, Divine Mind, they've shown us Slayer prowess throughout today. These oddballs have been going 50-50 between both these teams. And even the Strongholds, who knows what we're going to get here? It might be the Wild Wild West, it might be Bazaar, but either way, we're going to be jumping into our final best of 5 of tonight. Divine Minds and the Chiefs going head-to-head here in our first Pro Series Grand Final.
8 grenades would meet Barcode, and that might be the only time that I kill him, but I'd, you know, put that in my montage as a highlight, taking down Barcode. But no, he's not going for it. He's not going for it. Unfortunate for you, Hoots. He does get a nice little double kill though, so it's not all too bad. Not good enough.
Nah, it was just he's done it literally every game, and I just expected him to do it this time. No. Unfortunately, not the case. But Praties picking up that overshield there, you've got to love that, picking it off another player, not letting them use it. It's a change we've had in Halo Infinite coming through with this edition of the game, is that power-ups don't come into effect straight away. You get to choose when to use it, and so often we do find just because you pick it up doesn't mean it's pop right into your suit. You do have to press that button and slam it in there. So we have here a pretty even start overall, although the Chiefs are a few down, and we are going to see Divine Mind start to move into the tree right above Barcode here, and we can see they're starting to push around. But Barcode, he gets the call out clearly and wraps it around. I really love that, Justin. The call out comes through, and he's going to push around the bar, and they're probably not going to expect him to come up behind.
No, and you know, it's a little bit quiet all with that hyper-aggressive challenge from Slayz there. I don't think Barcode was expecting that, but sits him down anyway. Dannte with a flag on the move. Not a lot of kills in the kill feed. It's going to be an ambitious run, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't manage to get it out, and Slayz desperately trying to stay alive. His shields are so weak. You shoot him in the pinky toe and he would go down, I think, and Slayz does manage to get those shields coming back. That classic whoom sound as he's full health once again, goes in for the cleanup. Assist comes in, that flag right there ready for the return, and Slayz desperately trying to stop those players from getting the return onto that flag. And it does look like the touch came through, Hoots.
No, it got returned. I think that there was the grapple hook sitting right at Slayz's feet, and he had the thruster equipped, so I'm not sure he realized that if he picked that up, he had sort of an option to be able to grapple the flag to him without putting himself out into the open. But he just, you know, there was so much stuff going on, he just didn't pick up on it, and that could have been the ability for them to get it through. But we've spoken about this before, you know, CTF on Bazaar, the amount of times you almost need to slay a team before you can make that flag pull. You know, one set of slays of somewhat disjointed slays, by the time you start to run that flag, there's someone almost in your base ready to just start shooting at you and pull your own flag. So you really need to have a group of teammates in the enemy base with you, but also some back at your own base protecting your own flag. It's something that's, I think players are still sort of struggling to get their heads around.
Yeah, and where you're running those flags and the spawns and how you block them and apply pressure to the spawners that are overextending to try and stop your run is very, very key. So I hope players at home are taking notes of how these big boys are doing it. Now with Praties putting some shots into BZIIRK, he slides around the corner. That spanker is about to pop in a couple of seconds. It does look like that might be one of Praties' main job, is to make sure that he's timing all of those power weapons and power ups and goes for it. And look at this, he isn't dropping down for the challenge because he knows that those spankers are coming up, and he's waiting.
Not going for them either.
No, he's baiting them. He's baiting them a little bit, which is a good thing to see, but he does manage to pick them up, and now he's going to find himself a player cutting off that angle at the double doors, and he's just holding down this point. He just doesn't want to leave. This is his home. He feels comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, they've had 3 dead for a while there. That's 3 dead again now that he gets that kill on Dannte with the rockets. So that's a bit of a chance for their team to start pushing in. I think we're going to see it, as we can see here, Pipz with that shotty and just why use the rocket when you can just punch someone straight in the head. So they're getting them on a bit of a respawn cycle here, Chiefs against Divine Mind, and so with these rockets as well, we can have a pretty quick push in to start to get a couple down. We'll see that's a quick double there. Looking for the triple. Unfortunately, he's punched in the head or assassinated almost from the front, it looked like, and so he can't actually work with his team for this flagpole. But the good thing is they are spawning back at the base, and it's what we spoke about before, Justin, having some teammates back at the base to protect. And I like this from Pipz as well. He tosses the flag out the middle, but knows that the real issue here is this spawn underneath the rocket. So if he can make the move in with this shotty and take out a few players there, they have a really good chance of getting this run. And I think we might see a cap here if Dannte can get down.
Oh, another double kill for Pipz there in the killing spree. And the patience, triple kills there. Fourth is just around the corner. I don't think he'll find it, but it does look like the first flag is on the board for the Chiefs. And Pipz, he's being a nuisance in the enemy base too. He's poised to pull another one if they can get the Slayz. And speaking of Slayz, we're looking over at Barcode, already on double digits, 10 kills to his name. Pipz not far behind on 11. I'm sure he'll get into double digits soon. Barcode just checking the stock on the fridge there in the bar, plenty of cold beers, I'm sure, and then he goes through picking up another player. And I like how he's going, okay, well, I'm checking for the spawners, I'm making sure that my teammate can rotate the flag in this direction. And Praties, he's the flag running master. He always seems to have that flagpole in his hand.
Yeah, I'm really liking the use of the crouch again by Barcode. We said it before, but just instinctively when he's got low shields and he's in that bar just to crouch, and we saw, I think it was Beastn just ran straight past him, had no idea he was there, and Barcode just pops out and easily cleans him up. But yeah, the flag runs so far from the Chiefs, I've been really impressed by. Just going back to that first one they did put in, the choice to, instead of running straight alongside the flag guy, but to wrap around and go under rockets and clear out those spawns, really big difference maker there that we haven't seen teams doing that often, and that's what helps secure putting that first flag in. But we do have Barcode leading on 13 kills. He is dropped, unfortunately, there with the shotty. Moving on to Praties, who's just holding out in the cubby here, just trying to cut off a bit of a run here, but knowing that these rockets are coming up soon. I love this high position, Justin, stopping players from making a clean run at these rockets, putting shots in, hoping they get cleaned up by his teammates. But that being said, that is 2 down for Chiefs, and I don't know if they're going to be able to grab these rockets, given Pipz was taken down there as well. So rockets are really open for anyone that wants them now, and you know, this is what Divine Mind needs to be able to start getting into the base and making a run at this flagpole.
Yeah, nothing like a couple of rockets to get a flag on the move. And Pipz, he's just rotating down in the sewers there. That rocket not connecting. He does get the other one quickly. Praties with the cleanup. That's an unfortunate splash damage with the spanker there, unfortunately for him. But the Bulldog's out, and everyone knows that Australians like to buck. So woof, woof. Here comes Praties in the base once again, ready to pull a flag, but hasn't got any kills just yet. So he's going to need to be patient, because he can't just whip this flag out. But he went, you know what, SSJ4, I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm going to pull this flag whenever the hell I want, Hoots.
Yeah, he's just trying to stop an instant flag cap coming through from Divine Mind, though, because we can see Dante's already made it back to his own base. So it's an interesting route that he's taken, and it's worked really well. He's been able to get it away. But if they can get a return here, which I think they're looking for, BZIIRK's sitting there trying to get the return. So they're going to put this flag in with Dannte, and that's going to be, if he manages to put it in, there we go, that's 1-1 now. So I love that flag run from Dannte. It was the right idea then from, was it Praties that was in the base before moving that flag? It was the right idea, just get it out of there. Unfortunately, he didn't really have much support from his team and was dropped there. So that's a big one from Divine Mind to be able to pull that back, because it looked like the Chiefs were the ones who were really dominating across the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and you know what, Divine Mind, they did well to run that flag across the map, and then they got that desperation pull and go in for the cleanup in a pretty different area of the map. He got it a fair distance in in an area of the map that's a little bit out of the ways from the podium finish. So they did really well to get that return and slap that flag in to bring it 1-1 in this game. FlexRainZ, he does fall, and now on board with Pip. He's trying to put on some damage onto Slayz. Slayz smells blood, gets to take him down. Now BZIIRK with the flag on the move, Hoots. Looks like Divine Minds hear the play. They want to take the lead. But as I say that, the Chiefs, they have a flag out on their own. It looks like we have ourselves a game here, Hoots.
Yeah, it's a tale of the tape that we have seen, but we might be seeing here massive double there coming from Dannte. So that's huge. He's going to get the return, and I think their flag is still in a position to be run, but it is just getting returned as well. So both teams managing to return there. This is probably one of the more even games we have seen of CTF tonight so far on Bazaar. But I am really liking both teams how they are really trying to position players at both ends of bases when running flags rather than stacking their whole team around the enemy base for a flag pull. It's just, it doesn't really work with the way the spawns work on this map and the way that teams are easily able to get across super quickly. You need to be spread out a little bit more to be able to stop those teams from just randomly running into your own base and pulling your own flag to stop you from getting that quick cap.
Yeah, couldn't be more right with that one, Hoots. And now we have Slayz. He's got that bulldog, but the Spanker is about to spawn. Now I don't know. He got called out pretty hard, and they all just targeted him there. He's sat down straight away. So that Spanker will have to see who managed to scoop that one up. And Praties checking out the angles here. Dannte with 2 rockets to play with here. Easy kill onto Praties to find himself 1, and time to make a push with the boys. Another FlexRainZ down bottom mid. He hits the corner of the little building there, but gets the kill anyway. The BR gets the job done better than the Spanker. Jumping up to the bar, finds Barcode a little bit unawares, but look at that. They just turn on a pivot 180 and just sat him down. It's like, excuse me, we're shooting other people here, and sends him back to the respawn screen.
Yeah, along with all of his teammates, 4 down for Divine Mind there briefly. So Chiefs starting to make a bit of a push in here and see if they can get a cap. They do have them held back in the palm side of their base, mostly apart from Slayz, who's pushing around to the bar. So Barcode just peeking around here, Justin. He doesn't want to commit too much. Of course, he'll get a grapple hook if it's sitting there waiting for him. But we do see Barcode just moving around the map really quickly here. Shots on BZIIRK and just peeking BZIIRK. He's done actually really well to stay alive there. Barcode's smart move to just back out, wait for your OS teammate to come in and do some damage with you. And so we are going to see a pretty aggressive push in now coming from Chiefs. I like this, Justin. 3 down for Divine Mind. And we can see again Pipz getting out of there, knowing that a flag could be pulled relatively soon, but they need to clear up some of the Divine Mind players who are making the break for their own base.
Yeah, and Pipz, he has that overshield as well. He goes in with the plasma pistol, and the cleanup comes in. He does. I don't know how he got the kill for that, but that flag is on the move, and killing spree for Pipz, and he finds himself a second triples there if he wants it. He does get shut down. Critical 1v1 here, and it looks like Praties wins that one, and the flag is on the move, and it looks like it's going to go into the podium here, Hoots. 2-1 in favor of Chiefs. Only a minute to go. Will Divine Mind be able to bring this one back? It doesn't take long to get a flag running, but Chiefs advantage, I would say, at the moment.
Yeah, and now let's watch Chiefs just try and play defense for this next minute, I think. You know, that was a very clutch one to get at this time when it had been a real stalemate for quite a while at 1-1, but Chiefs taking that lead. And, you know, it's also just the momentum that they can get of going into this series, this new series 1-0. You know, Divine might be going in thinking this is a brand new restart, let's start fresh. But, you know, then they all of a sudden say, well, Chiefs have actually taken 4 in a row against us now. Just look at the aggression from Barcode coming through there. Gets the trade, but sending another player to respawn when we've only got 30 seconds left, you'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, the amount of pressure that Barcode was able to apply there, it's just one player, sends one to the respawn, and the other one just got a flying Barcode in his face. He did manage to take him down, but he's flash and shield, so he's got to wait for those recharge and his teammates to spawn up before they can make a push on their own. And it does look like 10 seconds left on the clock. Not enough time to get a flag going, and, you know, Chiefs looks like they're going to be taking game 1, Hoots.
Yeah, this is big. You know, it's something that we probably thought we'd see on this map at least. But to do it in that clutch way, Divine Mind pushed them pretty hard towards the end there, Justin. Like they were in that right up until the end, and I did really like the aggression that they were putting in, and their flag runs were actually really solid across the board. They had a couple that didn't work out for them, you know, close towards the end of the last line of defense, but you know, pulling at most of the right times. I think their objective skills have really shot up in the last couple of compared to the last couple of tournaments that we've run.
Pretty sure everyone got over 30 kills on the side of Divine Mind, so, you know, maybe looking to them in this Slayer. We do have the dominant Slayers of Barcode and Pipz, but if you have an entire team that's consistently putting up numbers together as a squad, maybe that's a little bit more in their favor for this one, but we'll just have to wait and see. We might just see the Barcode and Pipz show once again, and we are launching off with Beastn. We haven't given him much love this game, and he's really showing what he can do. And, you know, the guy from the COD community, and I love the difference in the movement too. You can tell he's a COD guy, particularly with those those challenges, you know, he'll slide around the corner and then he'll just see him slide back out and bunny hop like he's playing Call of Duty. It's fantastic to see difference in the movement, and it catches so many players off guard. They're full sprinting for the challenge, the chase, and he just comes out and bunny hops around the corner. Now on board with Slayz, putting in some damage across, throws out a grenade. He's got a little bit of help there, Hoots, but pretty calm so far. And now Barcode with that shock rifle.
Yeah, I love watching Barcode with the shock rifle, and he's got the grapple in hand as well. It's the two things that he always resorts to on this map, and he's so effective with them, and as we saw in that Oddball game in the last series. But just looking away slightly as BZIIRK, I think, was poking his head out there, but he's ready to take a few heads here, and he's been so accurate with this gun, and we saw him even taking players out mid-air in that Oddball game with no scope. So, you know, he's still amped up clearly, even though we are getting into the early hours of the morning now, and we do know he's a little on the rough side in terms of feeling a bit unwell, but, you know, it's not affecting his performance at all here. And a nice lead at the start here, the Chiefs 5-0, but geez, we've definitely slowed down here. It's pretty much dead silent on recharge right now, not much going on.
No, and it does look like Divine Minds might be starting to feel the heat a little bit. There's 5 unanswered kills for the Chiefs, and they're waiting for the opportunities, and they're probably strategizing a little bit. Maybe wait for that camo to come up. Oh, just narrowly missing that. Given a bit of a haircut. I went to the barber today. Maybe I should have just gone to Barcode's house. And Barcode marking another area on the map. They're sniffing him out one by one, not able to connect on anything just yet. And it's really quiet at the moment, but as soon as that first pick goes off, we're going to see this collapse come in. BZIIRK desperately trying to get that camo, but a little bit premature. Body shot onto Dannte, backing him off, and here comes Barcode. You know, grabs that, slaps it onto his chest, and now he's invisible. No one can see him. He's a little bit vulnerable. Will he be able to get away? He doesn't hurt, so he goes down. That camo's burnt.
Nah, he tried to take that safe little trick jump there to avoid the ramp of death, or the ramps of death that we've been speaking about a bit earlier, Justin. Didn't work out for him. It's, you know, the ability to spot camos is something that's super important for top tier players. You know, people do find it a little bit easier, or some people at least in Infinite, to be able to spot camo players in this game, but you still need to have a really keen eye and really good work, and then neutralizing Barcode just with that camo. But unfortunately, it hasn't really resulted in a huge change of score. We still have this 5-kill lead for Chiefs, and you know, the pace really has been taken right out of this one. I don't know, Justin, do you think this is just Divine Mind saying, all right, you know, Chiefs have been playing this on their terms, let's peg it back a little bit and try and just play the game on our terms and slow the pace down?
Yeah, if you can set up for the pace of the game, it's a really good way to get your head into the right mindset. And, you know, if Chiefs have been dictating the pace of the games, as you say, so far, then Divine Minds, they've got to do something. They've got to shake it up a little bit, because what they've been doing hasn't been working. It hasn't got them across the line just yet. So it does look like they're using this game as a little bit of a reset, and it's like, boys, we've got to change it up a little bit. Otherwise, this series is lost. Now on board with Pipz, and the scoreline, it's only 5 kills the difference currently. Nothing to write home about, and Pipz looking for a player. Slayz down bottom mid there. Easy kill for him. And Pipz, yet another killing spree, just racking up the medal count.
Yeah, hasn't died yet, actually. So holding this sword here, and he's going to have a pretty easy kill there on BZIIRK as well. So, you know, still happy to play it slow, play it really methodically, and just repulsing his way out of there and picking up the fresh one to get some more ammo. I don't mind that, actually. I haven't seen that too much of just making sure that the other team can't get that for you, against you, especially when you're down in that blue area where we see so many people get repulsed off the map. But it looks like we are seeing Chiefs have a pretty free reign on these power-ups as well as power weapons, with the sword in the hand of Pipz. Still hasn't died yet, so he's doing a great job in keeping this lead for his team. And on the other side, we're seeing Beastn and Dannte both struggling, BZIIRK as well, really, with just 2 kills, but struggling to really kind of get any kind of momentum for their team and try and peg some of this lead back.
Yeah, and talking about struggling, Praties at the moment, oh, he does get on the board with the 1 kill, the breadstick, and that Barcode now with that camo going in easy cleanup on BZIIRK. Oh, and he gets taken down instantly, and Beastn trying to grapple his way to the top of the map. He's going to hang out up high, you know, strength in numbers up high there, but no, not good enough. Now Praties rotating around the map. Now a couple of kills to his name. He was probably letting his teammates do all the dirty work and just applying pressure. where it's needed. 24-10, the scoreline at the moment. Divine Mind maybe starting to shake in their boots a little bit, Hoots. It's getting a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, they are starting to pull away with this a little bit, and you know they can smell the victory if they win this. There's only one more they need to do the reverse sweep and after resetting the bracket. So that's great shots by Pipz there. Dannte popping out, probably thought he had the advantage on. I think he might have been a shot up, but Pipz just really on fire now. He's 8-0, so he's going for the running riot here, Justin, which I think we've seen 1 or 2 on stream before in previous broadcasts, and I think he actually might have been one. So he's one of those players, I think, that when he gets on a spree and he just really starts to get towards that 7 or 8 kills, it's like, no, I want this. I'm going to play super conservative. I want it for the stream. I want people to see me go on a tear, and only 2 more kills and he's got it.
Yeah, and look at this. Should
One
be an
more.
easy clean up there. And he has run out of sword, but he just picks up the Mangler. Thanks for that, Beastn. I'll take that. And the camo is about to pop again as well. And I would wager that Pipz wants that Killing Frenzy and isn't going to be jumping onto that camo. Killing Frenzy for him. 10 in a row, grabbing that camo, and he tries to get the repulsor as well. I love that. He drops down the repulsor, slaps in the camo, and now he's got all the power-ups. He's got all the goodies. Maybe opting for the grapple shot. No, he's going to leave it there on the board. He's getting a little bit of pressure there. Oh, he tries to get away, unfortunately. His first death. And 32-16, they're doubling the scoreline right now. So poor Divine Mind struggling a little bit. But still, it's early enough in the game that they can bring it back if they want to. But Divine Mind, they just seem a bit laggy at the moment.
And who knows as well now that Pipz doesn't have to worry about those spree medals. Is he just going to play super loose now, charge about, and almost go on a bigger tear than he did just before, being 11-1? I think maybe he heard our comments about praising Barcode in the last series, and he's wanting a piece of the action as well, and he's certainly doing the right thing. 11 kills, 5 assists and 2 deaths. Yeah, Dante's going to need to do something with this sword at least to try and peg some of this lead back that the Chiefs have just really started to muster throughout this game. But you know, time's a factor as well, Justin. They need to really start playing aggressively, because 4 minutes 50 seconds and needing another 32 kills, they can come quickly, but they have to be methodical as well about in their movement, trying to get this lead back. So they can't just be running and gunning. They have to move slowly and slowly kind of get kills back, and time starts to become a factor at 4 minutes 30.
Absolutely right, and Dannte putting some nice shots across map onto Barcode there, backing him off. Does pull out the sword, getting a nice easy kill onto Praties. Grenades coming in for the cleanup, and Dannte, he's got to stay alive here. You can't be getting trades, so he does manage to get that kill in on the board for his team, trying to help out the bait and switch. He's got full shields. He can chal the player there. He's trying to find out where he is, but where did that player go? I'm not quite sure. Player down below, Pipz lurking underneath. Dannte with the backsmack to sort him out, and it does look like that camo is going to be popping once again. Dannte rotating through and manages to get that for free. No pressure applied there, Hoots. Very interesting. The Chiefs sleeping on that power up a little bit there.
Yeah, I mean, this needs to be used to perfection, really, to be able to get the Divine Mind squad back into the game. You know, the 15 kills down, not a huge amount of time left as well, and unfortunately gets a trade with FlexRainZ there, so that camo is nullified pretty quickly, only able to get 1 kill out of it. So we're back on with Barcode. He's said, Pipz, I think I'll maybe take that highest kills back from you, but FlexRainZ also actually popping just in front with 14, and he's going to go for the Plasma Nade, the Combat Evolved. I don't know if it actually managed to travel across there, the energy side. I think he actually just shot it off the map.
No, it's sitting there
it
down
is.
on the ground, ready for scooping, and it looks like someone else picked it up. It's like, thanks for that one, mate. I'll take the sword, thank you. And Barcode putting some nice shots there. Picks up a Mangler to use for himself. Slayz there, 2 plays there, and they've just, 4-stacked him down there to take out Barcode. And, Praties with the shock rifle now, only need 3 more kills to put this one into the bag. And we'll have to see if he's as effective with it as Barcode is. 3 more kills to go. Hoots, Divine Mind in a little bit of trouble here, to say the least. There's one.
Yeah, BZIIRK probably not a great move to stand still there, completely taken down, and just 2 more kills there now. Look, we've just got Chiefs here, have Divine Mind pretty much dead to rights, just hanging around bottom mid, no shields as well. They're going to move in. That's a stake-tacular, which we don't see too often, especially in finals, Justin. So Chiefs pulling that one out. That was a dominant performance, and that's a pretty ominous message to send going into what is a do-or-die game for Divine Mind now, being up Chiefs up 2-0 in this final series. here with the sniper, and he loves rocking the heat wave as well. But it's a perfect Barcode map. There's so many crates and stuff to be crouching around, and you just often find players, even we can see here, like over near the C stronghold, players just jumping right across that barrier, and Barcode 9 times out of 10 is just crouching behind it, turns around, easy back whack. So he loves going off on this map, and you know, Divine Mind have to put it all out on the table right now to try and stay alive and force at least a game 4 in this series. But you know, the Chiefs' performance the last couple of games has been very ominous, and they're going to be looking to try and shut this out right here and right now. Jumping on board with Barcode to start off with, slightly push for the sniper, but obviously we wait for the grenades to go off at the start, and everyone's usually run out of them by this point, so he can start to make a move, grabs it, and instead almost gets the nose gun. Then Justin, I thought he was a pixel away from pulling the trigger on that, and
it was lined up.
That
That reticle was on his face, mate. It was going to go down, and milliseconds away from being able to secure that. But you know what? He was going to dive down, and then he kind of decided to come back and ego chow. So Barcode doing Barcode things, Hoots. And here's Praties getting himself a nice little double kill, gets himself the camo for his reward and the sniper rifle as well. He's got all the goodies loaded up. Nice little headshot into Dannte. Killing spree already for him. Connects on the body. Doesn't get the double kill there, unfortunately, but certainly performing. Nice little connection on the headshot there. And Beastn going, you know what? I'm not peeking that one. He's given the respect to Praties that he deserves.
I think the Divine Mind guys were sitting there going, well, where did that shot come from? Because they couldn't see him because he was camoed. They were happy to just leave their heads poking up over those sandbags. But we see there a drop. So dropping the snipe for... Who did he drop that for? I think that was Barcode. A bit of a change up here. And BZIIRK just popping out unawares. He's taken out as well by Praties. So they're starting off this one pretty strong, Justin. Divine Mind, the first 20 points on the board and counting as they're looking to hold. I think, are they holding around the C tower?
Yeah, but you know what's funny about dropping that sniper rifle down for Barcode? He made sure to use some of the bullets first. He was like, oh, you know what? There's only a couple left, mate. Here, you have this, and I'll have the fully stacked up heat wave to get some more kills. So maybe not the good guy that he's trying to make himself out to be. He's being greedy over those power weapons. But it is translating into a lead here for the Chiefs so far. Now on board with Barcode with that beautiful lime green skin, putting shots across Mac, and another camo. Geez, that came up quick. It feels like the camo just ran out, and Mangler in the hand of BZIIRK now trying to hold down this area of the map. It's a little bit quiet. He's probably like, boys, where the hell is everyone? And there he finds a couple. They're spawning up, not connecting on any of those shots there. A little bit of area denial with his frag grenades, and Divine Mind struggling again a little bit. Brady's there, nice little clean up there, but BZIIRK does go down. Beastn goes down as well. Slayz desperately trying to challenge Barcode, but he wins that 1v1, and there's a lot of red X's on the Divine Mind squad. 3 dead.
Yeah, or 4 dead for a while there as well, actually. So FlexRainZ, he's going to be pretty uncontested up on this C tower here, but starting to move it. He's clearly got the call out that Dannte and co are coming in behind him, and really unfortunate there. Barcode just getting right behind them. That's 3 dead again for Divine Mind, and Chiefs are going to be able to start stacking up this time. Divine Mind, look at this, Justin. They just can't get a push on it. It's just as soon as they start to get a shot or two on the ball, the protection squad just comes in from Chiefs. We can see their Barcode grabbing that sniper and running out. Not really nice shots there though from Beastn, but unfortunately, Peekaboo gets caught there, and that's another double there from Pipz, and he's throwing a few more smacks into the back on some dead players.
Yeah, well, he's got to make sure that they're dead, right? That's what he's doing. He's being perfectly respectable. And BZIIRK, nice little jump up there for those playing at home that didn't know that one. And Pipz on the move with that ball. And Divine Mind's have got about a 50-point lead at the moment. Divine Mind just not able to get a good setup going. But how do you get a setup going when the power weapons and power-ups are going all in the hands of the Chiefs? And Barcode with a tasty headshot of his own. He's got that nerf bullet charm. It's really pulling my focus now. I'm just watching it flop around. A nice body shot and the clean up, using it like a shotgun. And he's got plenty of ammo to play with as well. That camo is about to pop with only 2 seconds until it goes. It looks like Barcode wants that for himself too. Slams on his chest, and now he's a sneaky little beaver. Hoots.
Oh man, if you wanted a statement from Chiefs, then this is a big statement. Coming back from being 2-0'd earlier in the winners bracket, coming back through the elimination bracket, and just really starting starting to stomp on Divine Mind here. You know, they're almost just toying. You wonder if they're toying with them a little bit and sort of avoiding ball pickup, because with their dominance that we've had across the board with the Slayz, you'd think they've probably been able to amass a bit more time, but it looks like now Barcode's ready to grab it, sit top C, sit pretty for a while. When Beastn's the only one there sitting in nest, he's not going to be able to put any kind of pressure on, even with BZIIRK spawning as well. Barcode can sit really pretty, and he can just play ball this as soon as the grenades and kills start coming from Divine Mind, but just keep an eye on that scoreboard. The Divine Mind guys are just constantly being slayed out on respawn, and Barcode's just sitting pretty, and he's probably going to, with only 10 seconds to go, he's going to put this first round to bed almost.
Yeah, and poor Dannte with the breadstick, only the 1 kill, and only a few more seconds and the Chiefs will take out this first round. But there is still time for the Divine Mind boys now. It's, you know, if you got time, slap some water on your face and get into it, boys, because your tournament lives is on the line. This could potentially be the last round of the last map of the series, and Barcode going instantly for that sniper rifle. So aggressive, just going through, finding one, gets the body shot, doesn't connect with the headshot, but that pressure that he was able to apply, and here's Praties going in. It's like, hey, Barcode, thanks for softening those boys up for him. I'm going to come in for the cleanup.
Yeah, I'll just clean them up nice and easy. I don't think he actually managed to clean up either of them, though. So, you know, they did a good job at staying alive. But God, Barcode, just that aggression at the start, man. It's so deflating. And you just look, they're just Dannte there. He had all eyes for Flex there, knowing that he was about to put that camo. But Flex ducks around. As soon as he ducks back out to put shots in, you can just see that the Divine Mind guys are all of a sudden distracted by someone else from Chiefs. So they just can't get a run at it right now. And, you know, the team cohesion really starting to show for Chiefs. FlexRainZ has fit in really seamlessly here. Fantastic shot there, hitting with the cleanup on the BR coming in straight after, and now they're just pretty much just playing with them. 30 points almost up now for Chiefs, and a nice double coming in from Flex. He's out of snipe ammo, but he just chuck a shield down for no reason really, and he can just run around and sit pretty while his teammates are rotating this ball, I think, over to the garage side, and he's got himself a heat wave.
Yeah, he's got himself a heat wave. Well, he used up all the sniper rifle ammo, and FlexRainZ looking over. He's only got 4 kills, 4-0 currently for FlexRainZ, and quite a lot of objective time as well. So he seems to be doing everything right on the map so far. Finding one player, Dannte, a little bit vulnerable there. Killing spree for FlexRainZ, and there they go. They're set up with that ball. Divine Mind, not a single digit on their side of the scoreboard, unfortunately, Hoots, and it does look like Chiefs is starting to run away with this one. Last round of tonight, potentially. FlexRainZ putting in some damage there, but the help does come in. A lot of red X's for the Chiefs. Divine Minds, the time is now. You got the kills. Time to get some points onto the board. Dannte just posting up there, and it's like, boys, I'll handle the ball for a minute. You boys hold them back the best you can. And here he is. He's kind of in no man's land, all on his own.
He doesn't have much support around him. I guess the Divine Mind guys are trying to just stop the Chiefs from being able to get anywhere near him, but he did have 1 or 2 teammates actually get dropped there, I think, and yeah, I mean, you don't want to bunch everyone around the ball, right? Because a grenade or 2 can come in and wipe out 2 or 3 of your teammates, but it seemed like they just needed to form a bit more of a tight formation around him there, and not doing that just meant that he could come in and pick him off quite easy. And you see now Slayz he's the one having to fight back and try and keep the Chiefs off the ball. So he's done well there to stop them from getting any real time, but them not being able to put too much time in themselves has really been a bit of an issue here while the clock's just been ticking down and getting away from them.
Yeah, but I love the patience from Slayz there. He made sure to clear out the base first before scooping up that ball. His spidey sense was tingling. He needed to get that player out, and that's translating into them to going on a little bit of a run. So Divine Mind, they haven't given up yet, Hoots. It's their last stand. They've still got some time to take this one away. Barcode with another no-scope with that sniper rifle. They just have such strong control of these power weapons. They always seem to have it into their hands. BZIIRK there. Big challenge from Barcode, and I love that ragdoll as BZIIRK sent flying after copping a sniper round to the face. Slayz there as well. Easy cleanup for Barcode, and he's launching in. Goes for another no-scope. Doesn't manage to connect. Will he ego challenge? Does look like he might, but he has the support of his teammates, so that player goes down. Now checking out the angles. Another play deck. Picks up another headshot. Killing spree for Barcode, just putting on an absolute clinic.
And that's
the point. Ticking down. That's games, and Chiefs takes it out, Hoots. They're our champions. Back-to-back best of 5s, and doesn't matter. They didn't drop a single map.
That was just a scary flip of what we thought was a real statement from Divine Mind in that winners bracket earlier on, and we thought, oh, here we go, we're going to get a big series. And I think, you know, we were saying potentially this series would go to 5 games, but in the end, it was just an absolute domination. And Barcode was angry, man. That was scary. That's why I was saying, get him off. You can't be doing this kind of stuff in a grand final.